Hood Outlaws and Legends is a third-person multiplayer heist game that has been developed by Sumo Digital, a UK-based game dev studio. The game has been released on May 7th with full crossplay for PS4 and 5, Xbox One, S and X and PC, and costs €30 or $1. The Year 1 edition, which contains the base game as well as the first 3 seasonal passes, is available for €50 or $1. Hood Outlaws and Legends uses a player versus environment formula, where 2 teams of 4 players compete to find, steal and extract a treasure chest that is heavily guarded by NPCs. The first step for your team is to get into the stronghold and steal the key to the vault. The key is protected by the sheriff, an NPC that can kill players in a single attack. Unless you run straight into him, however, the sheriff is not really a threat, as he is very slow and has no ranged attack. There's also lots of guards, elite knights and crossbowmen whose attention can be avoided by using stealth. Once your team is in possession of the key, you can see the location of the vault. The enemy team will be notified that the key is stolen, but not given your location or the location of the vault. After unlocking the vault, the guards will be on high alert and you must bring the chest to an extraction point. The actual extraction of the treasure is the final phase of each match. Here your team needs to winch out the chest, which takes quite a bit of time. During that time, the enemy team and the sheriff will try to stop you. This is the phase where things tend to get crazy and the game turns into a wild team deathmatch, where stealth approaches are thrown overboard and players just sprint around the map with alerted guards chasing after them. That is currently also my main gripe with the game. It feels like every match comes down to a messy spam fest at the extraction point, and these skirmishes are definitely not a strong point of the game. In fact, the melee combat in Hood is mediocre at best and has some glaring design and balancing issues. Additionally, wins in Hood can be cheesed pretty easily. A team that does nothing the whole game and only shows up at the last few seconds of the extraction can steal the win with one team wipe. At the end of each game, you can decide how much of your stolen gold you want to keep for yourself and how much you want to give to the people. After all, the game's premise is to steal the state's riches and give it to the poor. Giving it to the people levels up your hideout, which unlocks various perks for the playable characters. Besides the PvPvE main game mode, there is also a pure PvE mode, where you only play to steal and extract the chest without an interfering enemy team. Hood features a tutorial, which is honestly pretty good, I have to say. It is a short scripted heist that introduces you to all the playable characters and shows you the most important mechanics. Definitely a thumbs up for the tutorial. Hood currently has 4 playable classes, and more are planned to be added post-release. The Ranger is the sniper class that uses a high damaging longbow. Shots can be quick-fired or charged up for more effectiveness. The Ranger's special trait allows her to tag targets for a prolonged duration. His gear item is a flash grenade that blinds enemies in a certain radius. The Ranger's ultimate ability is an ethereal arrow that explodes shortly after its impact and deals very high damage. Next we have the Hunter, the assassin class. The Hunter uses a modified crossbow that can be used as a melee or ranged weapon. Her ultimate ability blends her into the environment and lets her become undetectable to guards and highly transparent to players. The Hunter's special trait is the ability to assassinate guards from any direction, whilst concealed by bushes, smoke or her ultimate form. Her gear ability is a smoke grenade that obscures vision and prevents tagging. The Brawler is the melee powerhouse in Hood. He uses a sledgehammer that deals tremendous amounts of damage, especially with its heavy attacks. His ultimate ability makes him go full berserker mode that buffs his defense and gives him seemingly unlimited stamina. The Brawler's gear ability is a throwable explosive grenade. His special trait is the ability to open portcullises. The Mystic is a versatile fighter that brings very strong skills like healing and crowd control to the team. His weapon is the Flail, a melee weapon that excels at controlling fights. His heavy attack has very high range and stuns enemies. The Mystic special trait gives him increased stamina regeneration. His gear ability is a poison grenade, which obscures vision and drains enemy stamina. His ultimate ability allows him to see enemies through walls and objects for a short period of time. This ability also heals nearby allies, which can be clutch in certain situations. Classes also have specific traits. The Mystic and Hunter, for example, can silently open doors with a key. The Ranger can shoot down climbing ropes to get access to additional paths on the map. And the Brawler can carry the treasure chest faster than any other class. Visually, Hood looks decent, I would say. Definitely not top notch for 2021 standards, but not bad either. The game is required to run on previous console generations, so I guess this is to be expected. The character animations look a bit clunky at times. Also, attack strike animations don't stop on the opponent's character model, which is pretty immersion breaking. The maps in Hood look pretty good. They don't seem to be overly complex to a point where you would need an unholy amount of map knowledge to be able to play the game properly. There are currently 5 different maps in the game, with more to come in the future. Performance-wise, Hood runs pretty well on a mid to high-end PC, with everything on Ultra. I also didn't encounter any lag spikes, glitches or bugs. The game, however, is currently capped at 62 FPS on PC, which is, let's say, unfortunate. The developers promised that they are working on a fix for that. The audio scenery in Hood is good. The background music underlines the general mood of a stealth heist pretty well. The voice acting is not spectacular, but alright. Let's have a listen.
Guard here.
To achieve some kind of build variation, classes in Hood can be equipped with perks. Each character can use 3 different perks at a time, whereas certain combinations synergize better with each other than others. Perks have very diversified effects. Sometimes they offer a trade-off between positive and negative effects. Obviously, there are also weapon and armor skins in the game. These can be unlocked via leveling up a certain character and spending a certain amount of gold. Gold is earned via heists and daily quests. So, is the game worth buying or not at this point? Hood Outlaws and Legends has high potential to become a great game in my opinion. In its current state, however, I can't see myself putting a considerable amount of time into it. There is plenty of stuff to fix and improve, and unless you're a hardcore fan of the genre, my advice is to wait a few patches and let the developers iron out some of the gameplay flaws. Or maybe even wait for a sale. I think the PvPvE formula has great potential if done right, but Hood definitely needs to improve on a lot of fronts to stay relevant in the future. Alright guys, that's it for this early impressions video. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts on Hood Outlaws and Legends are. Do you like the game? Do you think it's bad? Or did you maybe expect something completely different? If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and consider subscribing to this channel for more content. As always, thank you all for watching and see you soon.